All right. So we're doing the Silicon Valley Bank CEO, and we're going to be doing Janet Yellen's "We're not going to do a bailout" speech on Face the Nation. It is Sunday. Supposedly, Silicon Valley Bank is opening tomorrow morning for insured depositors. But you also have to remember, on top of this, the U.S. has already hit its debt ceiling. They are using emergency measures at this moment to pay the bills, which means Janet Yellen, even if she wanted to, couldn't bail them out. It has to be an act of Congress. So, CEO first.
Hi, everyone. It's with incredibly heavy heart that I'm here to deliver this message today. I want to acknowledge how hard.
So we're seeing some portrayal, the exaggerated movements. I'm going to look down briefly and then come back up. None of the facial features match that feigned disappointment. We're not seeing the stress lines in the mouth or in the body of wanting to get away from the situation, other than just being stiff and then the exaggerated expression in the face.
The last really 48 hours have been on all of you, and I care so much about all of you. It really is just so incredibly difficult.
So he's saying he cares. We are seeing no emotional access there. We're filtering. This is portrayal. For whatever reason, I'm sure there's all kinds of speculation, he needs his employees to stay. That big fat bonus that they all got on Friday before the failure. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it was the underlings that didn't get any bonuses. I don't know. And that's why he's begging them to stay.
I'm trying to look past that and focus on two things. One, I'm focusing on you. I'm thinking about the ultimate outcome of what this could be despite this incredibly difficult time.
And then you see the exaggerated shoulders up, down. Now you have just been told by me that, remember, the debt ceiling isn't lifted. There is no bailouts. Janet Yellen herself says there's no bailouts. And of all the things that I would expect to see from this individual from a bank failure, like, oh my Lord, what is going on? What am I going to do? I've got all these employees that are going to be really mad at me and all these customers that might lynch me in the street. What is going to happen? And no fear stress. He's portraying, he's a little stiff, and I would just say that's just underlying stress of trying to portray something. Because even if it was just the bank failed, logically speaking, you'd have, for us normies, the federal government be breathing down our neck. What's going on? What are you going to do? How are you going to make these people whole? That would stress us normies out because that's what would be expected of us. But this gentleman, we're not seeing that kind of stress come through. He's not looking around over his shoulder like the government's coming after him. He's portraying to his employees just to stick with him.
And two, focusing on clients. Now, as you heard this morning, I'm not making those decisions anymore, which is really hard. But I am working with the FDIC to try to figure out how can we come up with the best outcome for our clients as well as our employees. Now, I know when that message went out this morning, I can't imagine what was going through your head and wondering, about your job, your future, etc. My goal at the end of the day is to figure out how to preserve a small portion of the franchise value that we've spent so much time building, and hopefully find the right partner at the end of the day that the FDIC can work with to have this institution continue in some form or fashion with many of you who I appreciate over so many years. Now, there's no guarantee that something will happen. We don't know.
Something will happen. You see that corner part of his mouth? He's smiling. It's like, oh, why are we smiling on this? What gives him glee in this particular moment? I'll let you be the judge. The whole thing stinks. Let's move on to Janet Yellen.
I want to get straight to it because the markets will soon reopen for trading. Does the government need to intervene and take emergency measures because of SVB's failure?
Well, let me say America's economy relies on a safe and sound banking system that can provide for the credit needs of our households and businesses. So whenever a bank, especially one like Silicon Valley Bank with billions of dollars in deposits, fails, it's clearly a concern. from the standpoint of
I was waiting. I was letting it roll, but I was waiting for like something, anything. But again, I honestly believe she's a puppet. She doesn't give much insight when she speaks. But I thought in this, I mean, she's not stupid. At least we hope not. People have surprised us before, that she would understand kind of what this route would be. You see some fear or some anxiety or, oh, everything's going to be fine. But no, she's pretty much just stating something to you. It sounds rehearsed, and she's very neutral in her body language. There's no emotional high or an emotional low.
depositors, many of which may be small businesses. They rely on access to their funds to be able to pay the bills that they have, and they employ tens of thousands of people across the country. We've been hearing from those depositors and other concerned people this weekend. So let me say that I've been working all weekend with our banking regulators to design appropriate.
All right, now I'm sitting there actually watching her eyeballs. She's reading. The puppet is reading. And the puppet apparently has no emotional high or low on what this all means, which goes back into, well, I'm hoping she's not stupid, but here we are.
Policies to address this situation. I can't really provide further details at this time, but what I do want to do is emphasize that the American banking system is really safe and well capitalized. It's resilient.
Can you say whether these problems were unique to Silicon Valley Bank, or can you say whether there will be other regional bank failures?
Well, look, let me just say that we want to make sure that the troubles that exist at one bank don't create contagion to others that are sound, and a goal always of supervision and regulation is to make sure that contagion can't occur.
Your counterpart in the United Kingdom has said that the government there has ruled out a bailout of the UK arm of Silicon Valley Bank. Have you also ruled out that kind of government?
I think that was actually an eye roll. I don't think she was accessing anything.
That the government there has ruled out a bailout of the UK arm of Silicon Valley Bank.
Yeah, I swear that was an eye roll. An eye roll of the UK not bailing them out. Look, we don't really know what's going on and what their ultimate goal is. We speculate that they're fighting to have dollar dominance, or to at least keep it dollar. What that actually means in their little Keynesian plans, I don't know. This kind of reminds me of somebody who had a plan to play golf, and they're losing. And their best bet to play golf is to use a flamingo bird. And everybody's confused at how in the hell will that work. This is what it reminds me of.
If you like it, please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
If you'd like to learn more about analysing body language, there is a video course available on Mandy's website for gold subscribers.